It's the American dream. Retire and live the good life. But with an ever-changing economy, is that still a reality for most Americans? Financial experts say yes, but unlike past decades, it doesn't happen without plenty of work.
Through the 1980s, retirement most often meant collecting a pension, something employers paid regularly to employees after they retired.
The pension plan, or the defined benefit, you knew what you were getting, and somebody else managed it, and there was really no way to screw it up other than get fired and not be there.
By the late 90s, that was changing. And when the stock market crashed in the spring of 2000, a new era of retirement planning had arrived.
When I started in the business 16, 17 years ago, it seemed like about 60% of our clients had some kind of pension. Today, fast forward 16 years, I would say it's more like 20%.
The effects of the crash of 2000 are well documented. Even folks with a pension suddenly had a lot less to retire on. But what about folks early on in their savings? Jeanette Fry works as assistant controller at Morningside College.
I'm not necessarily looking to retire now or counting down my years left, but you know, will that add more years? You know, will we be 65, 70 and still working? You never know.
Anyone that has a job or any kind of income can afford to put something away if you make it a priority, and there's no amount too small to get going, especially when you're young.
That's something Jeanette and her husband Gary are doing.
By no means was I forward thinking. It was just because, oh, it's a benefit that's offered and you should enroll it because it will help you down in the future. But to think how much it would grow and how far it needed to be, there were things I never thought of at the time.
The first month it hurts and you think about it, and the next month you kind of, oh yeah, and then you don't realize it anymore, but you're putting more and more money away.
That's exactly what Chase Colvin is hoping for. A 2011 Briarcliff University grad and fitness coach in Hawaii, Colvin says getting started is challenging.
For the most part, you know, I just kind of let the experts handle their business, and I try to understand as much as I can along the way, which as of right now isn't much. It's smart, it's going to help you in the long run.
And the numbers prove that.
If you started saving at age 20, for example, and you put away $3,000 a year for 10 years until you're age 30, you would have more money than if you put that same $3,000 away from age 30 to 60. You know, that tells us that's a pretty big advantage to starting early.
Starting that money, letting it grow, letting it double, and double again, and double again.
Yet it's reported that only 30% of Americans have a retirement plan. For those who do, a 401k is likely included.
A 401k is just a vehicle. It's like an IRA, or it's like the car. But what you actually need to know is what investments are inside of that I can pick to grow my money over time.
But unlike your Ford Fusion, the investment process does not include cruise control.
It's super overwhelming. It was a lot of information at once, and it was kind of just shaking my head. Yep, all right, okay.
Our regulatory bodies that oversee us make us disclose a lot of different things, and a lot of that's good, but a simpler format might be better for the average investor.
A recent study indicates that less than half of all Americans believe they'll ever be able to fully retire. And of those who can, most are left to wonder, have I saved enough?
People are living 25, 35 years after they retire these days.
Leaving many, including the Fries, to wonder, is 80 the new 60?
There's no money there of your own. You don't want to put that burden on your children who are soon retiring themselves in their late 60s. I think that happens a lot in today's society.
Indeed, times have changed, but there's still a need to save. That's the key. Got to get it done.
I like Chase's message. When you're young, it's so hard to understand, but you just do it.
Right.
And
do
then
it
you learn along the way.
And do it in small pieces, and then you can grow as your age goes along with it. So
really good information.